This is going on a go-kart?
I'm speechless.
Look at that! Heavy duty. We built the world's first V8 made entirely from 8 Tillotson 212 go-kart engines, producing a wild 100 horsepower, and today we're strapping it to a go-kart.
Our long-term goal is to drop this beast into a pickup truck for a spin down the road. But first, we're gonna see if it actually works, and what better way to test than to mount it on a go-kart.
This monster may make over 100 horsepower, but it weighs over 400 pounds, and it's the size of this table. It's not gonna ride on the go-kart, it's gonna destroy it.
This isn't your typical engine swap. Instead, we're swapping a go-kart onto a set of engines. We need to figure out our drive system, seriously reinforce the chassis, and figure out how to sync up 8 throttles. Let's get started.
So we need to prepare our power unit to get the power to the wheels. We have a drive unit from a Polaris 1000. This is gonna fit up here like this. We're gonna have to chop it and fit it just right. And then we're gonna have to set it up on the go-kart with a jack shaft the right distance. And man, this thing's huge. This is gonna be crazy. Oh, that's as far as it goes on. Mark it right there. And we basically have to cut off that much off the end, which looks about exactly half of what we got here. So now I need to very carefully drill through the center of this axle for our crankshaft so we can drill it and tap it for a bolt to hold our drive unit in place. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna use the lathe to make a nice little guide for my drill, and it's gonna save so much time.
Our biggest challenge in this build is overcoming the sheer weight of this 400+ pound power unit.
Hot, 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 hot. All right, so now when I put this on there, it's gonna keep the drill centered on our crankshaft.
We need to find a way to mount this power package to a go-kart that weighs half as much.
So our job here is to cut this go-kart in half to make room for our V8. And we have a total jungle gym in there. Monkey bars, the whole 9.
Gonna be a doozy.
Yeah.
Is that it? That was it.
Here are our little bushings here. This one's tapered to take up the space of the tapered shaft on the original. And put this screw in. Tighten this down and it's gonna be done.
All right, so something we're learning about our Lovejoy connector setup with the rubber bushing is we actually have some play.
Actually, most of that play is not the Lovejoy itself,
It's
but
the
it's
rubber
key.
piece.
No.
Oh, the key.
That's why I'm saying lock it down.
The key where?
Okay, so these did the same thing, remember? The keys kind of roll a little bit in the slots.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do this, take a look, and see the shaft is actually turning in the Lovejoy. Come to the first one. You see the washers?
Yep.
The washers aren't turning, but the shaft is. Look.
So it's the key in there.
The key, yes. That's why I'm saying we need to lock down that.
So we're gonna add some set screws with some Loctite and tape around the outside so if they do fly out, they don't break a window, take an eye out.
Lose them.
Yeah, lose them.
All right. Okay, that's a lot better. That's going through all the Lovejoys. So we're losing probably about 2 degrees of
I'm okay with that.
timing from this engine to this engine. And I think that's okay. So it's looking pretty good. All right, so we're getting ready to cut this from the table, but we're gonna add these angle irons, which is gonna help support the bottom of this engine plate, and it's gonna give us something to bolt to on our go-kart. So we're gonna get this cut from the table, set it on the ground over here, and we're gonna back up the go-kart frame to it on one end and other frame to the other and see what we got. Time for a on water craft.
What do you mean?
I mean, I think we ought to revisit the amphibious go-kart. It's time.
This thing's probably 420 pounds now.
Oh my!
Yep.
This is going on a go-kart?
Yep.
It's gonna be a bumpy ride.
It's free. How are we gonna get this thing off the table?
Forklift.
Lord, what have we done?
We're not done yet.
I love it. Yeah. I'm speechless. We're building a 1980s Ferrari right now. Transverse, mid-mounted V8.
It's a 308. We can call it the 308. The Ferrari 308.
It's a small bore, transverse, V8, mid-mounted.
All right, let her down. So this is what we've got. We separated the cart. We've got the engines in between, and now we are making it where we can join the two by drilling a hole through the bottom of the engine. I'm gonna call it the engine cradle. The frame is gonna pass through, and then we're gonna have some plugs to connect the rear section to these bars to the front. So we're adding close to 2 feet in length on this thing. It's gonna be the limousine of mid-engine sports carts. I made that up myself. Anyhow, so we are finishing up drilling this hole right here. Then we'll be able to join the carts. The two halves of the cart into one. And to make this thing stronger, we're adding rosettes to the plugs that we're installing to install the center links of frame. If I can keep it from walking. Almost had it. There we go. All right, let's check our lengths. That should do. Let's just get a little bit extra room right there. That ought to be plenty. You know what, 31 inches. Let's do 31. So we're gonna need to cut 4 31-inch pieces of tubing to join the two.
So here's the extension pieces that we have cut to length. This side is going to have the front half, this side is going to have the back half, and we're drilling holes similar to what we did on the chassis so we can do a rosette weld and strengthen everything up better.
All right, I'm gonna have to hammer it.
pull down on it, man?
It's up against the shaft.
You can pull down.
I'm hoping it'll pull down.
Self-clear, man.
Try pull down.
I think we just pushed the cart forward some.
Yeah, just a little bit.
Do we have more room up there? Because I didn't have any room.
So, are we gonna need to reinforce this? Or are we just gonna roll with our 4 tubes?
I was thinking about adding to the roll bar.
That's a good idea.
Yeah, just work on that ratcheting. Give it another go. Oh. All right, I'm gonna have to start doing some hammering, but all the bars are lined up. Oh yeah, it's going. It's going. It makes a different noise when it's seated. Look at that!
We did it, boys.
We just need to weld it up.
We built the Ferrari go-kart.
Yeah, and we can actually, when we get it welded up, we can actually move the engine forward and backwards where we want it, and when we get it where exactly we want it, then we weld it up.
Sweet.
Yeah, and then to support it even more, we can run a roll bar down the back. But we can always see how bouncy it is. Most likely we'll need that roll bar.
Pretty bouncy.
Yeah.
All right, and with that, we got our frame extensions all welded in. We're gonna confirm that we like where the engine plate is, and then start to tie that in, put some cross bracing in to help strengthen this thing up.
All right, let's see if this thing will actually support weight. I'm a little hesitant. I think we need some extra bracing for science. Oh my gosh, this thing is so heavy.
Let her down.
No way.
Oh,
Oh, it's a roller, boys.
look at that. This thing is so heavy. Wow. Oh, look at that.
Oh yeah.
We built a twerking go-kart. Yeah, we gotta fix all that, boys.
Yeah. So, if we put bars going down to the frame, to the engine plate, between the, you know, like from here to there, kind of like almost what they did there, but a straight shot.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, if we went from there to up and then back, I think that would be better than a down piece. So now we need to attempt to square the engine plate up with the cart. We don't want it up there twisted. It could cause issues with the chain alignment and, well, just kind of visually disappointing. So I'm gonna do my best to square it up with the cart. As long as the cart is square.
I don't think this cart is very square.
Well,
boys.
I'm gonna do my best.
Yeah.
I'm gonna pick 56 and a tick under 3/4. Maybe that end needs to come towards me like maybe a 1/16 of an inch. Can you grab it? Oh, whoa. That was too much.
Too strong.
All right, so we're at 56 and 3/4. Let's check the other side. I think this is it. 56 and is right at 3/4. If it's off a little bit, it might be maybe a 1/16 off, which I think that's good enough.
Mm-hmm, for what we're doing here.
Yeah.
My favorite part about this go-kart is from right here. Just looks like business as usual.
Then you pan there, and you see this massive
So
power
all we
unit.
gotta do is tack it so it doesn't move.
So we were planning on changing up the headers so that they pointed straight back. We adjusted the build your own headers from Go Power Sports, and now we're just gonna weld them up.
Sweet.
I think 4 good tacks ought to hold that thing in place. It's sitting on the frame through the you know, it's got, it'll be all right. Dude, can you imagine cutting the thing out if it's a heavy weld?
I'd rather that than have it land on me if it,
How's it gonna land on you?
you know, if it breaks off something.
It's probably pulled towards the rear axle.
Okay.
So like Ike was saying, we got to find a way to tie in our big motor mount to our chassis here. I already got this side tacked in, so you can kind of see what I got going on. Goes down here to the bottom frame rail that we extended, all the way up to the top. Then we're going to tie it into the upper frame rail. Kind of same deal with this side. We're going to mimic it. Same with the front. Tie in the bottoms to the tops of these engine plates here.
Basically triangulating.
Yeah, making it more stable as best as we can.
What do you got there, Kyle?
Getting the last lateral or triangular piece welded in here, and then give it a test and see if it's any better or worse.
It's not going to be any worse. I mean, that's adding very critical strength to our now 600-pound go-kart.
Yeah, I can't pick up the back, and doing the front's like a deadlift on my max, so.
There goes our engine plate, number 9.
Yeah, what's up?
I needed some room for the jack shaft. This is going to allow us to have the power go from here to here for our sprocket.
Getting this back half of this roll cage modified to
Back to factory position.
Yeah, it is.
back to factory position, but you know the rear tires are way out there, so.
It looks like a little sand rail, guys, with those down bars.
Uh-huh.
It's pretty sweet.
Uh-huh.
It might not help much with the structural integrity, but it looks cool. It looks cool. You want to weld this too while you're here back here.
Okay.
That's ready.
And now it looks like it's in position. It's looking pretty good. Not too tight, it's rolling. Now we need to check out the chain. We got to get the power from our jack shaft to the rear wheels. So let's go grab a chain and see if I'm lucky enough that the tension is okay.
How's it looking?
You know, it's coming together pretty well. These classes seem to be paying off.
Yeah, turns out if you go to school and pay attention, you get better.
Pretty good weld right there.
Last header going on.
It's looking wild, boys.
Oh yeah.
All 8 pipes facing the same, looking right at you.
Well, except for that one. That one's like looking at your cousin.
It's all right. It's all right. Well, we need to get this thing on the scales before we ride it.
Please no. That would involve lifting it. I don't feel too comfortable lifting it. Are these bars welded in?
They are.
Is it helped at all with the flex?
Why don't you bounce on it?
Yes.
I think it's good, guys.
It's as good as it's gonna get.
Oh, it's strong.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm working on getting the chain put in, and then I'm going to be working on the throttles.
That's gonna be fun.
Pedals,
That's going to be fun.
Still say it's gonna sound like a Nova.
It's not gonna sound like a Nova, dude. Look.
Sound like a
Nova.
358 Chevy NASCAR.
Yeah, it's a straight NASCAR look right there.
Gonna sound like
Yeah,
a V8 Volkswagen.
it's a NASCAR. that's for sure.
Well, hold on. We've been saying this thing. It reminds me of a 1980s Ferrari because it's a transverse V8.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe it's gonna sound like one.
No.
Ooh, yay! Yeah,
Chain is on.
Get it in there.
So we're moving on to finishing touches on the V8 Ferrari go-kart, and we need to get underneath this thing to do some finishing welding. And it's so darn heavy we can't flip it over, so we have to use our bend pack 2-post lift. Throttle cables, kill switches, welding, and I think we're ready to fire it up.
Can you go a little more? Hit the button.
I think it has a little rearward ballast, fellas.
That's pretty good.
Oh, all right.
Pretty solid.
I think it's got a little rear bias.
We're off on the
front left.
I don't think there's any weight on there anyway.
Oh, well, this one's not all the way down, that's why.
Some nice scaffolding under here, guys.
It's, interesting.
Cool.
Very heavy looking. Heavy duty. Heavy duty. We'll ride it around, have a little fun with it. And then when we stop having fun with it, then that's, yeah.
The one's going in an S10.
Sure. I'm wondering if the throttle's even gonna work, dude.
I don't think the throttle's gonna work.
Well,
you're asking a lot of that little barrel nut.
Yeah, I am. Oh my gosh.
Dude.
Wow.
The like.
Yeah, we need a brace on.
Oh yeah.
Ending.
I didn't. I wasn't done with it. This was experimenting. So we need to weld a gusset to it or something.
That's the hardest working barrel nut in the go-karting industry,
really
right there.
Is. Yep. So we got throttle. So if y'all were wondering how we're going to be shutting off 8 engines, well, we're not going to be hooking them all up to one switch. We've run into problems. We've hooked up a switch per engine. So bam, bam, bam. Oh no, I need to stop. I'm heading for a tree. Oh no. Have I stopped yet?
And you're already through the tree and into the next one.
I know. It's like stopping a rocket ship, man.
That's right.
So we're almost done. I got the throttle hooked up, and it's like pressing a. You know what? It's like the gas pedal's like the clutch now. It feels like a clutch. It's so hard.
Wow.
Yeah, it's crazy. But the gas pedal is working. Where are you at?
Just tying up my wires for the kill switches.
Yeah, don't. I got to hook up a bracket to the. Yeah, it's so much weight on this. It's actually pulling on the bracket, so I've got to put in a gusset next. So what better way to brace up this throttle assembly than a Go Power Sports gusset? They come in different sizes and shapes, and they are awesome.
Right out of the bag. This
Right
one's gonna fit.
Out of the bag. Cover. I'm gonna test it. It don't move anymore. Well, I mean, the bracket doesn't move. The throttles move fine.
Sweet.
Yep. Oh, you're gonna have to pick it up here in a second.
I know.
How are we gonna get the table in there to start the engine? There's no clearance.
Which side is it being cranked up on? That side?
I think your side.
Let's see if we can do it on this side. I don't think it matters which side, just as long as it, Oh.
Right, there's no space.
So we gotta switch that to that side?
If
Maybe.
it'll fit. Yet again, starting this vehicle is the hardest part of the build.
I mean, I'll manhandle it.
Just gonna handhold it.
How about we put a pull start on one side, and when I go to crank it, the other person gets to yanking.
Okay.
114.
What is that one at?
This one's at 200.
This is 240.
We're at what?
This is
114 and 133.
Oh, it's heavier than we thought, boys.
440 on the rear.
Plus a full human on the front.
687.
It's almost 700 pounds.
So when you get in this thing, it's gonna be almost 900 pounds.
900 pounds.
Oh my gosh. This is a heavy thing.
Oh yeah. You look like Neil Armstrong in this thing.
I'm ready to go. Send me to the moon.
Feast your eyes now, because next time it's on this lift, it's not gonna look the same.
No, it's not. This thing's gonna fold up like a house of cards, dude.
How are the brakes?
Unchanged. They are the same.
How was the kill switches?
We have 8 of them now.
Look at the kill. How are we gonna get that thing off of it once we get it running? Keep it on the jack, I guess. When it cranks up, I'll just do this.
Okay. So, in the final moments before testing, what are the biggest potential failure areas?
Our jack shaft, because we don't have enough pillow. It would have been nice for a pillow block to be here and here on either side of the chain. Another place we need a pillow block is like from here to the crankshaft area. That way it would help hold it, you know, the force. Other failure points, we might lose some keys. We've had that problem before. We've beefed up the keys and we've beefed up everything else, so hopefully those problems will be fixed. We're going to find out after this run. What else can go?
Axle sprocket keys.
The axle sprocket key, we can shear that. We can fold up the go-kart because that's a lot of weight.
There's 400 pounds where there used to not be.
Yeah. So there's a lot of failure places on this thing.
Front spindles.
Front spindles. Yeah.
I don't think this thing is going to survive. I think something is going to... These 8 engines are going to kill something, whether it's horsepower or weight. It's not surviving. This one's not coming back.
Well, hopefully whoever's driving it does come back.
I hope so.
I'll start digging a hole for its grave.
All right. Look, man, instead of a Cadillac ranch, we can start having a go-kart ranch.
Oh, sweet.
We can just start burying them as we kill them.
Yeah.
Fire in the hole.
Yeah.
Fire in the hole.
Just keep her on there, dude. It's got a clutch.
Huh?
I'm talking to John. I was worried about that.
It's hot. Fire in the hole.
Yep.
That did not go as expected.
No. We lost a,
Oh no, we broke one already?
yeah.
Oh, it's because these things are sitting here and not all of them are on, so it's just extra stress.
Oh, wow.
All of that you have to like rebrand.
Oh, yeah. So, without even getting this thing on the ground and getting it out of the shop, this thing destroyed 3 of the rubber cush pieces in the Lovejoys on these engines. So we're gonna have to re-engineer this whole front row of engines and go with the solid couplings, which is, I didn't think they would outlast the Lovejoys. I thought the Lovejoys were gonna outlast the solid.
Oh really?
Yeah. Man.
So as you know, we had catastrophic failure. John and Wyatt are in there right now getting some new couplers made similar to what we have on these back 4. Let's go ahead and take this motor off and see what we're really dealing with. Oh yeah, carnage. That's the key.
So it looks like the key didn't actually shear, it just came out where the spider had a gap. But that thing...
Yeah, I was on Ike's side. I had my skepticism, but it made sense in theory. But here we are, and hopefully John and Wyatt can get something whipped up pretty quick.
You seem really upset.
Just a little bit.
It's all right to be wrong every once in a while.
I think the material is what got us. The idea was there, but I don't know what those spiders are, the rubber pieces. They seem like really cheap rubber. Although the weird thing is, I still feel like it would have worked, but yeah, dude, the way it started coming apart, the rubber's just like, whatever that stuff is, just turning it to powder.
This is kind of a sad sight here.
It is a very sad sight, and I'm rethinking my life right now.
So after about a day on the lathe, this is the latest in Cars and Cameras engine connector technology. So we need to get these bad boys installed on our other 4 engines. This thing is going to be back to ripping in no time.
Everything's reassembled, ready to check for spark. We think that lack of spark might have blown out our spiders prematurely, but if they went out that fast, they wouldn't have lasted anyway. So let's check for spark. Here we go.
Pretty wild.
Wow. You can't make that turn.
So loud. I can't believe it. We lost something.
You blew the chain.
The kill switch is working.
Good.
Good. Okay, well, we just lost the chain. So, okay. Yeah, it needs some jetting. It's not running 100%. I had to put the choke on 2 or 3 of the engines to get it to start firing.
All right.
Yeah.
It's
So-
promising, though. What'd you think, Kyle?
It's loud in there.
Yeah.
I tried saying stuff, but I don't know if I could hear myself.
I couldn't hear myself think,
Same.
but it was awesome. So with this thing running, it was not running on all 8 cylinders. That is kind of crazy to say.
Yeah.
It wasn't running on all cylinders at idle, but whenever I lifted up the chokes, adding more fuel, they all started running. Add more fuel tells me that this thing is running lean. So we are going to do some small adjustments on this by lifting the jets to the highest position.
The needle.
Yes, thank you. The needle in the highest positions, and that's going to give us a little bit more fuel on these front cylinders. The rear cylinders we're going to have to go a little bit more dramatic on that. We need to go with bigger jets on the back side. So in a few minutes we should have a lot better running condition and take it out for another spin. So we're ready to test fire this thing. We're gonna check and make sure that all 4 of these front engines, well actually all 8, are running all at idle without choke. If that's the case, we know we did the right thing.
Earplugs. All right.
You boys like Mexico?
Yeah.
This thing's gonna fly straight to Mexico.
Can't wait.
Yeah.
All right, so if this test drive goes well, we're gonna line it up for a hot lap, and you know what? I want to see a gigantic rolling burnout with this thing by the end of the video. Let's do it.
Contact.
What happened?
I don't know.
It's
It's hard to tune 8 engines at the same time.
Might have to lean them all.
Right. Yep. So we're gonna make some more tweaks to the jetting and give it another shot. From far away, it does not sound like a 262 V8, sir. It sounds closer to a NASCAR, if you ask me.
Don't make me put long tube headers on my Nova.
There we go.
I just had the exhaust done on it.
That's the best one yet. We had some
pretty good,
transmission slippage,
Yeah.
a whole lot of noise, and no go.
Still breaking up.
Yeah, that was the best one yet. I think this is telling us that our carbs need to be totally in sync.
Yeah.
They're close. They were horrible before. They're close-ish now. Let's check temp. Ooh, they all appear to be running now.
All right, so just syncing the throttles better
Yep.
might do the trick.
Yeah.
You know, we're doing something unprecedented here.
Yeah.
You know, there ain't no Chilton's manual to this, so.
No, that, and I think we're just making way too much torque for this CVT. We're just blowing it off. I mean, RPM is going up and you're not moving.
Yeah.
Which is wild. I mean, this transmission holds that 100 horsepower turbo V-twin. So, I bet the horsepower is comparable, but I bet this is making like a ton more torque than that thing. And that's the issue. So we need a better transmission when it goes in a truck.
Which is crazy because that off the line is pretty freaking fast.
Yeah, well, and it's the weight. That weighs half what this weighs.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
true.
This is 900 pounds with rider.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Y'all ready for take 22?
So that idles a lot better, but it's still cutting up.
Really?
Yeah.
All right.
I mean, what a beast.
It sounds amazing.
That's the best it's been yet.
The sound when you come off throttle is like wicked. That like
Yeah.
rasp from all 8 cylinders is
Yep.
crazy. We're happy
Sounds
with
great.
the idle. We think it's time to get to back to jetting.
Yes. And you know what? We have no replacement jets.
You know what that means? It's time for a quick and dirty Isaac tech tip.
Okay, guys, so it's time for Isaac's janky tech tip. Let's say you're modifying your go-kart or mini bike and you put a freer flowing air filter on it. You cut the muffler off and you find out it's running really poorly. It's because it's lean. So you drill out your jet. Does okay. But now you're too rich and you have no other jets. Let me show you how to shrink that hole in the jet and get the correct air fuel ratio.
Right.
So
You're waiting on a new jet,
Yeah.
but you trying to ride today.
today, exactly. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna want to measure what orifice you have in your your jet before you do anything. And what you want is you want a drill set with really small drill bits. And you're gonna run your drill into your hole, and you're gonna keep going up until it doesn't go anymore. You're gonna keep going up until it stops. Boom. Doesn't fit. So then you start working your way down until you get to the drill bit that just passes through. You take a note which drill bit fits, and then you're gonna go up a drill bit size to drill it out. Only a little bit at a time. I would only go one drill bit at a time. Well, if you go too much, like if you get a little bit too ambitious, like, well, kind of like what we did, you're gonna want to shrink it down. And like John said, you're wanting to ride today. What you do is you take a punch and you set her right there in the orifice of the jet. Now this punch tip is actually bigger than the hole. And you're going to, let's say that one just fits. So you're gonna sit here and you're gonna go just the lightest little bit. And you might have to work at it for, I don't know, a few minutes. You don't want to go too heavy because then this brass is pretty fragile and you'll probably wind up breaking something. So just nice and easy. Kind of turn it, tap it, turn it, tap it. Well, let's check this drill bit now. Oh look, it doesn't fit. If you want to go back to your original size, if this is it and it doesn't fit, you are going to want to drill this in there by hand or whatever. Pretty soft brass. What you're going to do now is you got your drill bit set up in the vise, and you're going to put it in there, and you're going to start. Oh, there it goes. Now you have your jet back to the factory size, and you can put it back in and ride. Or you can go up another size if you need to. So that's how Isaac shrinks down your jet the janky way. Fine-tune it a little bit more by dropping the needles. Yeah.
Boys, we are on to something.
That is impressive.
Yeah. Doesn't sound like no 262 Smog V8 either. It sounds good.
It doesn't sound like a NASCAR. Dude, you ought to see the frame.
Yeah, it is awesome. So, I mean, you blew the chain off again, but other than that, huge step in the right direction.
Yeah, that did the trick. So it wasn't too bad. Honestly, at the lower RPMs, it still was kind of really smooth. And then once you hit it, it'll go. But then it just kind of
falls on its face.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not the engines. I don't know if it's gearing or what, but it's just, that's what I'm at.
It sounds like it's still breaking up at kind of the middle high.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I think if we drop the needles, it'll get that final.
Sweet. Keep the chain on it. Should put down a lap time.
Yeah. Guys, look how loose that chain is.
Yeah, that's not gonna work, fellas.
I think the engine moved back a little bit. I don't think it got tightened enough.
Yeah, you gotta tighten the snot out of these things.
Yep.
A lot of torque, man.
Good thing I got a pry bar. We're gonna be tightening these things up.
I mean, you can't visualize torque. Well, there's a visualization of torque.
Yep. All right.
Yeah. That's a lot better.
Oh yeah, that's much better.
Nice job, man.
That thing rolls.
Holy cow. The gearing is terrible. It's like geared for like 35 miles per hour.
Yeah, the top speed ain't great. But the takeoff, man, the whole shot.
It's great. It's very impressive. It sounds awesome. And you know what? It's probably a great thing that the top speed is not there.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to go any faster on
Yeah.
This chain looks toast. Oh yeah, we need something else for our chain tensioner here.
Ouch! All right, it's hot.
Darn. Yeah, the fact that our chain is kinked here, that's bad news. That means it is getting way too hot. It's just not gonna last in a pickup truck.
Yeah, it's melting plastic. Oh, look what it's doing.
It's literally sizzling my finger.
Yeah, it's taking out that wheel.
Yeah, so, all right, so when we go to put this in a pickup truck, we need a better cooling system.
We need to figure something else out. Like maybe if we can find a double-sided cogged belt.
Yeah.
Or maybe some gears.
Yep.
Or maybe we can make some sort of system that'll hold it and oil it.
Right.
With coolers. That's hot. That's gonna be there a while.
Good news is, our engine connectors haven't failed yet.
They're holding together pretty good.
And this has, what, an hour of runtime?
Just about.
That's gotta be our...
That's a record.
Longest yet, knock on wood.
Yeah.
Let's get this in the shop. So the V8 go-kart, man, this thing fought us tooth and nail to get it a lap time today.
Yeah, dude.
But you did a fantastic job, and the sound was incredible. I mean, sounds just like a NASCAR, right, Ike?
Nope.
Okay.
So the V8 go-kart ran a 1:14:04.
Hey, man, I'll take it.
Puts it right in between the Tractor Supply scaffolding cart and Private Parts Turbo Mini Bike. Not bad for 900 pounds.
Dude, at least it's on the door.
Yeah, it's on the door, dude.
It's on the door.
It's on the door. I'll take it.
This setup needs some more R&D before it goes into a pickup truck to drive down the road, but you will see that here on Cars and Cameras, so make sure you're subscribed. Leave a thumbs up if you enjoyed today's episode. We will catch you next time.
So what's really unique about this project is every time we need to tune something, we have to do it
8 times.
8 times. So we all just like go into little worker bee mode and get it done. So Luke's dropping bowls, Ike is modifying jets, and Kyle is reinstalling bowls.